We are coming to you from Miller Park here in Milwaukee. It's very cold outside. In fact, it's snowing a little bit, but inside we've got opening day for both clubs, Giants and Brewers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, this is always an exciting day for all the players and the managers. And Mike, it's exciting for us too, because this is the start of this 2016 season.
It's a real game. They're coming out of spring training. All the PFPs have been run. All the calluses are hardened. All the T's have been crossed, and the lowercase J's, they've been dotted. So what else? This team looks great on paper. They have to perform. Today it starts. They give the ball to last year 18-game winner Madison Bumgarner, and anticipation is off the charts, and that includes this team as well.
Game 1 of 162. That's right. It is indeed a long, long season. It is opening day. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
Giants Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Double Jack Burger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Here at Miller Park as we get ready for opening day. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. 33 degrees outside, very comfortable inside at 65. Humidity's at 40%. Forecast, snow, winds at 20 miles per hour in the low 30s. Roof is closed. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup that'll be facing Willie Peralta. It'll go like this. It'll be Span, Panic, and Posey. Hunter Pence will be the cleanup hitter. Belt is going to hit fifth. Then Duffy, followed by Crawford. Bumgarner's going to hit in the A slot, and Angel Pagan will hit ninth, or the second leadoff hitter.
On the hill today for the Milwaukee Brewers, opening it up will be the right-hander Willie Peralta. Peralta, 26 years old. He's a big guy, 6'1", 260. In his fourth year at the big league level. This is his numbers last year, 5-10 with a 4.72 ERA. But at times last year he was fighting through injury. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball that goes mid to high 90s. At times up around 97, 98 miles per hour. He's a guy that can pitch right across the letters because of the high three-quarter release and a very hard breaking ball. And if he gets that breaking ball over, it can be a rough day. He's also got a changeup, doesn't throw it a whole lot. And basically at times he can just be a two-pitch guy, but that can be enough. Lifetime against the Giants, he has done well. Defensively for the Brewers, you're going to set it up this way. It'll be Braun, Broxton, and Santana. The best arm is in left field with Braun. It's a good one. Villa and Hill on the left side. Jeanette and Carter on the right side. And Jonathan Lucroy will be in the squad putting down the signs.
So here's Denard Span. He will lead things off. Then Panic. And then Posey is, we're about ready for the first pitch of this season. So here's Peralta to Span, and we get started with a called strike.
94-mile-an-hour fastball right down the gut. Good pitcher's zone today with Brian Gorman. He's got a big zone, and it's a steady zone, and he will call high strikes. That's a plus for Peralta.
And there's another high strike, and very quickly it's 0-2. So Peralta going after Span, and Span quickly behind. And this is skied to right. Moving back is Santana, and now on the track he makes the catch.
All right, time now for the Nissan keys to the game. And there's a couple of them. Number one, Madison Bumgarner, find it early. It being rhythm. And at times during spring training, it was hard for him to find it. We'll watch that very closely. And for everybody else in the field, just slow it down. It's opening day. It's an adrenaline game. Get into that good, controlled rhythm yourselves. And those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Here's Panic. I would say a home run, it's bad luck if you open up the game that way.
Yeah.
What about the season?
Well,
so I'm glad it didn't go out, right?
Oh, that'd have been really bad. Yeah. It's a good break right there.
Panic fouls this one down the left field line and out of play.
But you're going to see a lot of fly balls from Peralta. I mean, if you were to type what kind of pitcher he was, you'd say that he's a fly ball strikeout guy.
Panic last year, a season shortened with injuries, hit .312 as he bounces this one to VR, and that is out number 2.
Is that the kind of ground ball you want your first one to be?
Absolutely. Nice big high hopper. So here's Buster Posey. Buster fighting a little bit of the flu. He's had good numbers lifetime against Peralta, and he didn't waste any time as he goes after that first fastball. Buster 6 for 11 lifetime against Peralta last year. A .318 season for Buster Posey. Had 177 hits. I think that's the first ball thrown in the game out of the strike zone.
And that was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. So Peralta's pumped up. He's feeling that fastball early.
On the ground towards the hole. It's Hill, and that will end the inning. Nice play by Aaron Hill. Bumgarner coming out. Brewers are coming up. Park, no score. Brewers are coming up, and the lineup that'll be facing Madison Bumgarner will be Domingo Santana to lead it off, followed by Jonathan Villar, then Braun, Lucroy, and the very powerful Chris Carter. He'll hit fifth. The former D-back Aaron Hill in the sixth slot, Scooter Gennett, then the pitcher Peralta will hit eighth, and Keon Broxton will hit ninth.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Madison Bumgarner. Bumgarner, 26 years old, in his sixth year at the big league level. And this is what he did last year, 18-9 with a 2.938. All right. 6'5", 250-pounder lifetime against these Brewers. He is 5-2 with a 1.96 ERA. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball in the low 90s, has a natural cut that'll run into the right-handed hitter away from a lefty. He's got a, and he can enhance that cut. He's also got a slider and a curveball and an occasional changeup. Everything out of the low three-quarter release. Let's check out the Giants defensively behind Bumgarner. Nice starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Pagan, Span, and Pence, the best arm in right field. Crawford and Duffy on the left side. Panic and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squat, putting down the sides.
So here's Domingo Santana as he takes him down and in for a ball, one ball and no strikes. And a kind of a half swing and a miss. One ball and one strike.
Well, if you're looking for good early signs, that's one right there. I mean, that's good late movement. Late movement. Santana got broke down mid-swing.
Base hit to left. So Santana opens up the ball game with a base hit.
Now Posey wanted that fastball right on the hands. It dropped down around the knees. You see the high target. This thing goes down and in, and he just drops the bat head on it. Domingo Santana, a tall hitter, and tall hitters like that ball down and in. Just like that, Bumgarner's in the stretch.
So here's VR. They are last year with the Houston Astros. Is a big swing and a miss. No balls in 1 strike. Split time between AAA and Houston. Hit .284 while he was in the big leagues. Brewers picked him up last year. And the next pitch is down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. With Ryan Braun to follow. Just underway. And Bumgarner's going to check on Santana. Santana last year, he only stole a couple of bags. Played in 38 games for the Brewers. And that pitch straightens up VR. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Talked about Buster Posey having the flu. He's coming out of it. He's starting to feel better. Well, Bumgarner's got it. It's going around the clubhouse right now.
Panik and Crawford at double play depth. And there's a foul down the third base line. It's 2-2. VR hit that right off the end of the bat, and he's pretty sure that he broke his bat. Brewers last year 68 and 94. And it was the middle of the season last year where the organization decided to make some changes, blow things up. And Council ended up being the manager. They were 12 and 21 against the National League West. They're in a tough division with Pirates and the Cardinals and the Cubs. In the dirt. Nice play by Buster Posey. And a full count.
Let's watch Buster Posey put a body in front of this ball. Keep that force in order. Interesting to see here if Craig Counsell lets Santana, the runner at first base, go here. 3-2 count.
And the walk.
Santana not going, but table setters have done the job. And here comes the beef.
So here's Braun. Braun last year 285. He had 25 home runs, 84 driven in. And he takes that pitch down and in.
Bumgarner still trying to find that release point with the fastball. You are vulnerable in the first inning, and most great pitchers, that's when you can get them, before they find their rhythm.
And a strike. He gets that call on the inside corner. His history against Bumgarner, he's got 5 extra base hits lifetime against Bumgarner, 7 total in 23 at bats. Even with all the history of Braun, he can still hit.
Bumgarner just pounded that inside corner. I mean, that's his strength. He wants you to see that ball, think it's on the inside third of the plate. By the time you commit to it as a right-handed hitter, that thing will run right off the plate and up the bat. Bumgarner in a average start, he'll break 6-7 bats.
Two and two.
Good hard cut there at 88. That's the type of pitch right there will make a hitter step out of the box and start thinking about it.
Well, you start thinking that you don't want to see that one again.
I mean, he's coming out of this mechanical funk that he's been in all spring, and he'll throw a great pitch like that, but it's having the ability to back it up and throw another one.
On a play. Jonathan Lucroy to follow. The Brewers with good speed on the bases with Santana and VR. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ryan Braun. Bottom of the first inning. This will be pitch number 15 coming up for Bumgarner. Outfield straight away. Into center field. Span is going to catch. Tagging is Santana. He's going to go to third. So Braun with a productive out. Lucroy's coming up.
Bernard Span does not have the strongest arm. It's average at best. Brewers know it. An easy take a third for Santana. But the significant thing about the play is that they were able to keep VR at first base, keep that force in order.
So here's Jonathan Lucroy, who's in the cleanup spot today. 264 last year, 7 home runs, 43 runs batted in. And now Bumgarner will pitch for the strikeout. He'll pitch for the double play ball. And the first pitch is down low. 1 ball and no strikes.
The carry in this ballpark is from foul line to foul line. It's a great place to hit. Grass is in great shape. Kind of a medium speed infield, not too fast, not too slow. Same for the gaps in the outfield.
Lucroy in 10 lifetime at bats against Bumgarner has 3 hits. The 2-0, here it is, and it's 3-0. The guy that's got a little bit of ownage on Bumgarner is Aaron Hill. Because Aaron Hill faced Bumgarner a lot in a Diamondbacks uniform.
There's Hill.
So you hit cleanup, you have to assume you're going to get the green light. We'll never know.
So Buster Posey going to trot out to the mound, have a word with his big left-hander. Really, the discussion here is just pretty benign. Just giving a little bit of a breather. It is a meeting on the mound brought to you by Ring Central. Business communications made simple.
Well, Chris Carter is a guy last year that spent the entire season with the Astros. Great place to hit for Carter. In the Astros ballpark, he had 24 home runs, but he is a guy that strikes out a lot. 151 strikeouts in nearly 400 at bats. And the pitch is high, 1-0.
He's underneath that one. He's got to get back on top. And this is the problem he had in spring training, where he would be underneath the pitch and he would get push in his delivery.
2-0.
And this becomes a big pitch. He's got to come into Carter, and he's got lots of power.
Santana, VR, Lucroy are your base runners from third to first. Carter looking his chops on this 2-0 pitch. And it's 3-0.
What you said about the green light, I'm sure applies here to Carter. Craig Counsell, the skipper for the Brewers. I mean, he wants his big fella to get a good pitch to hit, do some damage. And Bumgarner's got to come to him here.
Three balls and one strike.
I thought he was trying to take that all the way.
A single, a walk, a fly ball, and a walk. And it's 3-1 now to Chris Carter. And he walked it.
So Dave Righetti going to come on out. He's got 30 seconds to try and get Madison Bumgarner into a set of mechanics he can trust. Because right now he can't command the baseball. And he's got to face a hitter who sees him well.
And a hitter that's his strike zone is quite smaller than the last guy he faced, in Chris Carter. So here's Aaron Hill. I mentioned 10 for 38 lifetime. And a curveball for a strike.
That was the message from Dave Righetti, is make sure other pitches in. Until you find your release point with that fastball, go to something else.
On the ground, could be a pair. And it is. So Bumgarner limits the damage, and he will be happy with that. Second inning coming up. Stories, Giants opening day starters the last 10 seasons. You can see in 07 it was Zito, and then Zito again in 08. Lincecum got a win in 2010, and the next win from one of the Giants starters was last year when it was Madison Bumgarner. And Kane with a start in 2013. Here's Hunter Pence. Giants trail 1-0. And Pence takes a pitch down low. Pence in a shortened season last year. Hit .275, 9 home runs, 40 driven in. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, you think about the 40 RBIs that Pence had. I mean, he only played in 52 games.
Yeah. Pence swinging and tapping foul past Brandon Belt. Talked about the Brewers record. The Giants last year 84-78, and they ended up 8 games back of the Dodgers. Tapped up the middle. Jeanette kicks it, and Pence is aboard.
Well, the Diamondbacks kick off the second homestand April 18th through the 21st, and the Giants invite all students, alumni, and fans of Stanford to our college night at AT&T Park. Each special event ticket package includes a game ticket to see the Giants take on the D-backs and a limited edition co-branded Stanford College cap. For more information, or if you want to get tickets, go to sfgiants.com/special events.
An error charged to Jeanette.
I think that's the right call.
And here's Belt with the overshift for Belt. And Belt's going to try to bunt it, and he bunts it foul.
That error that could have been a hit off the bat of Pence. Had there been 1 or 2 hits in the game already, they may have given him a hit. But since there were no hits, error.
Belt's probably kicking himself. He had an open shot at a bunt. He still does, but do you want to do it back-to-back pitches? Foul down the left field line and out of play.
And there's the answer to that question. The one thing, though, I mean, if you're going to bunt on a first pitch and it's foul, you got to be able to let it go mentally. You can't be ticked off of yourself and let it affect the rest of the bat.
Bell 2 for 6 lifetime against Peralta. Hit .280 last year, 18 home runs, 68 runs batted in. And he drives one to right. Santana back. It is off the bottom of the wall. Pence to third, Belt into second with a double.
And that really is the only reason why you kind of scratch your head and say, why are you bunting in this ballpark? Because it's such a great place to hit and there's lots of carry. And I thought off the crack of the bat this was out of here. This is an 0-2 mistake, right middle in, and he just drops the bat head on it. And I think he thinks he's got one off the crack of the bat. A little top spin to it, and I think that's what kept it in the yard. Santana did not have a lot of time to get back to the wall.
So here's Duffy, first hit of the season for the Giants. Duffy wraps one, and that one is going to be cut off by Braun, but 2 runs are going to score. Duffy into second, and they got him. And the Giants take the lead.
Now Matt Duffy now waiting around looking for a fastball. They know Peralta likes the challenge early in the count with that gas, and he was sitting on it in the RBI opportunity. But you have to remember, you've got an above average arm in left field with Braun, and not only is it strong, it's accurate. And take a look at the footwork for Braun getting to the ball, getting set up beautifully in a 360 and a strike, and Jeanette puts on the tag.
So here's Crawford. Crawford led the team last year in home runs. He had 21. And he shoots this one down the left field line. Foul. It turned out to be just a great year for Crawford. He's awarded the Gold Glove. 84 runs batted in. He's an all-star.
Silver Slugger.
He and his wife have another baby.
Trying to get any better than that.
Come on. You know, that some things they don't put in the box score. I mean, that is a good year.
Kids allowed? 1.
Foul off of Lucroy. It's 2-2.
Crawford's always liked hitting in this ballpark. First big league home run, a grand slam.
I think it was his first hit.
Right here.
You know, that the significance of that wasn't just how important it was to Crawford, but it was important to the entire franchise. 2 days earlier, it was when Buster Posey had gone down.
Yeah. That kind of woke everybody up.
Crawford shoots it sharply on the ground. Jeanette has this one, and he throws him out. And that'll bring up Madison Bumgarner. You saw a close-up of Crawford. Take a look at the helmets. They'll never look better than they look right now.
Well, they'll be all pine-tarred up in about another 4 days. But they are a good-looking helmet with the matted look. No longer are they the shiny blacks we've seen in the past. Guys like them. Madison Bumgarner, that's how every one of his cars is painted.
Yeah. That's right. If you're driving in the city and you see this big old pickup truck kind of at you and there's hardly enough room for 2 and it's that color, it's Bumgarner.
Yeah, and please move out of the way.
And he will smile at you when you move out of the way. So right now Peralta said, all right, I know you've got a reputation you can hit, but can you hit this thing that I'm throwing on the inside corner?
That looks like a 2-seam fastball at 95. There's 2 times he's been looking fastball, 2 times he's broke down mid-swing because of late movement. It's a respectful 0-2 pitch.
And that's rolled foul. Talked about the Giants record last year, 84-78. They were under 500 on the road. The Giants road record and the Dodger road record last year were exactly the same, 37-44. And Bumgarner holds up.
Mark Carlson, first base umpire, says no swing.
Bumgarner pops it up. Carter coming in, and Carter will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Giants take the lead here in the second. It's 2-1 San Francisco.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free Giants all-season blanket. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
Giants with a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the second. Jeanette, Peralta, Deion Broxton then to hit third. Oh, take a look at that outside.
Yeah, not a fit day for man nor beast.
So here's Jeanette. You know what? I want to see that while we're inside. I mean, I hope there's snowbanks when we leave the park. I do.
Good chance it's going to happen.
I mean, every once in a while you need an example of why they did make this a dome stadium.
Well, we got this morning 32 degrees with the wind chill down to 22. We got the ballpark, and it did not slow the folks in Milwaukee down.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's a blizzard.
Fake. It almost looks fake.
It's blowing sideways. And there's some folks out there still having a beer and a brat, not even having a problem with it.
High and deep to right. And tied. Well, the Brewer announcers are telling us that Scooter Gennett was red hot, and he just beat a pitch where he was behind in the count.
Well, I think that's the one thing that Bumgarner's going to be most upset about, having a 1-2 count on him. And watch the mistake to location. Middle in, right at the belt. They set the outside target, and that's a big miss. And for a guy that's red hot, he's not gonna miss it.
Jeanette hit 6 home runs last year. Here's Peralta, who takes a strike. So basically what I think you're trying to tell me is Bumgarner's trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating thing about having a mechanical flaw, is you'll throw some absolute nastiness 2 or 3 pitches in a row, and then all of a sudden it goes away for 2 or 3 pitches, and that's when you're vulnerable. But good news is he's at least throwing 2 or 3 good ones. Whereas before, early in spring, I mean, he wasn't throwing any. He was just not able to control the mechanics, which allowed him to control his pitches.
We may look back and say the biggest pitch he threw was the ground ball, double play ball off the bat of Aaron Hill. Here it's 0-2 to Willie Peralta. Got him.
Big curveball. And that's Bumgarner's first strikeout. And there's the big curveball that locks up Peralta. Grab some pine meat. Thanks for stopping by.
So here's Keon Broxton. Long-armed, long-legged hitter. Kind of reminds you of Cameron Maben. And he fouls this one back. Keon Broxton.
Tall hitter. He's 6'3".
Out of the Pirates organization. He plays center field in Pittsburgh. A swing and a miss. 1-2. Your amount of playing time in the big leagues is not going to be very much with McCutcheon out in center field. Foul back. Was acquired in the month of December from the Pirates. But the kid throughout the minor leagues had pretty good numbers. To the back foot. 2-2. Only had 7 at bats. Check that. He had 2 at bats in the big leagues last year and went 0 for 2. And a full count.
One guy you don't want to issue a free pass to. He's got lots of speed. 39 stolen bases last year.
Shallow right field. Hunter Pence will get there in plenty of time. It's not very deep to right field, so consequently a lot of those pop-ups will not fall in because the right fielder isn't playing very deep. So here's Domingo Santana, who opened up the bottom of the first with a base hit. This will be pitch number 43 for Bumgarner. And a called strike.
And the curveball has become a weapon this inning. He's got a nice feel for it. He's taking away strikes.
Oh, 2.
And that's the frustrating thing about mechanics. You just can't count on a pitch. And his bread and butter is that fastball, and it's just not reliable for him right now.
Outfield straight away. Two.
And he's having trouble putting guys away.
Out of play. Cleveland postponed. New York Yankees in New York postponed.
Now looking out the window, I can see why. That's why.
Love that shot.
I love this dome.
That'll end the inning. Jeanette ties the game with a home run. Pagan's going to lead things off.
Giants baseball, log on to csnbayarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich will provide wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants season. You get breaking news, videos, special features, and much, much more. Only on csnbayarea.com. 2-2 tie here in Milwaukee as we head to the top of the third inning. Willie Peralta getting set to work to Angel Pagan. Pagan hitting out of the 9th spot in the lineup. A new twist for Pagan. But essentially, I mean, now you're looking at 2 guys who have been leadoff hitters their whole career, Pagan and then Span. And this is exactly why Bruce Bochy wants to hit the pitcher 8th to create an opportunity like this.
Pagan, who had a good spring, takes the first pitch inside for a ball. When he had a chance to play last year, he played well. 262, 3 home runs, 37 driven in. There's that high strike Mike was talking about in the first inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Out of play, 1-2.
Brian Gorman, the plate umpire, I mean, he's a bit unusual in that regard that he will call the high strike. But I've always liked the strike zone. But you get in the first, you get in the 9th.
One of our old buddies showed up today, Bruce Fleming. He had a high strike zone.
He was a high ball umpire. And he was only about 5'6". He came in here and all he did was tell us Ed Montague stories.
Pagan asked for time.
Ed Montague, a supervisor that works out of the Bay Area, goes to Oakland and San Francisco, and Bruce Fleming does the same thing here in Milwaukee.
Both stealing. 3-2. Carlson, DeMiro, Walcott, Gorman behind the dish.
All your crew chiefs get opening day. And Gorman is the crew chief.
And Pagan takes the walk.
Easy take there.
Well, still a limited number of tickets available for the Dodgers series starting this Thursday, and it goes through the weekend. And join us for post-game fireworks on opening night, Friday the 8th, presented by Hanwha Q Cells. And then on Saturday, fans will receive a Beat LA flag courtesy of Coca-Cola. sfgiants.com/tickets. Span hit a fly ball to fairly deep right center field that was tracked down. And he bunts this one foul.
Peralta is pretty good getting off that mound too. We mentioned how big he is, 6'1", 260, but he moves well and he covers bunts on both sides of the infield well.
Joe Panik on deck, and then Buster Posey. A 2-2 ball game. Pagan, when he was younger, more of a threat to steal. However, last year he did steal 12 bases. He was caught 4 times. Strike.
Changeup. He's not thrown many of those. Definitely not something that Bernard Span was looking for.
Peralta slowing things down with Pagan at first. Very high, 1-2. Giants scored 2 runs in the second to tie or to take the lead, only to have Scooter Gennett tied up with a home run to lead off the bottom of the second. Pagan goes low, throw, not in time.
Oh, boy, he stole that easy. Peralta, man, he got rid of that ball well. I mean, I had him at 1.14 in his unload time. That's faster than average. Just a great jump. And Lucroy knew he had to hurry, and he pulled the throw wide. We'll make that our Ford right choice. Angel Pagan's first stolen base of the year. Wow.
2-2 to Span.
Stole it easy.
Wow. 3-2.
Peralta wanted it. If they set the target from Lucroy on the inside corner, this at bat is over. But the target was on the outside corner, and I don't think his body was able to frame that pitch, and that's why they didn't get it. But that's a good pitch.
So 3-2 to Span. Up the middle and a base hit. And here comes Pagan. Here's the throw home. It is not in time. And the Giants take the lead. It's 3-2. Almost got the second base umpire.
And Mike DeMuro, the second base umpire, was playing dodgeball as that thing winged by him. But you're going to see a lot of 2-strike hits from Denard Span. It's one of his strengths. Protects that strike zone well. Fastball at the knees, middle in, going right back up the middle the way you're taught with 2 strikes. And look at DeMuro. I want him on my dodgeball team.
So the walk. Scores, and here's Panic, who bounced out to short in his only other at bat. And now Bruce Bochy watching Pagan steal second. You might see him send Span here with nobody out.
I think Craig Counsell, the skipper for the Brewers, thinking the same thing. That's why he called the throw over. You might see a pitch out.
Panic didn't think so. No balls and 1 strike.
I thought it was outside. Lucroy calling that fastball away. It's kind of a pitch out. Some catchers will do that. But I think that's why you have a guy hitting behind a base stealer that's very good middle away. And Panic is that type of hitter. And a base stealer will get those pitches for a guy hitting behind him. Billy Hayes, first base coach for the Giants.
Span goes, popped him up. Braun is coming in from left, and he'll get there in plenty of time. And that'll bring up Buster Posey. So maybe not a straight steal, maybe a hit and run put on by the Giants manager. Buster hit a ball well to third that Hill dove and threw him out to end the first. See if Span has thoughts. Swing. You're gonna miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Got that up there with a slider.
Hunter Pence to follow. Giants 3, Brewers 2 here in the 3rd inning.
One thing about Posey, when he gets in that batter's box, like a lot of great hitters, I mean, he's going to have a plan on that pitch. He is going to think pitch. He's going to think pitch location. Every pitch. And he will guess with 2 strikes. And he studies your percentage of what you throw and your probability in certain counts, certain situations.
And this is out of play. Big healthy cut by Buster Posey.
And a bit of a grimace there. He had a good pitch to hit, and that's what he was looking for, and he missed it. High fastball right at the middle end. He just missed it.
Little pop up to right, and it's going to fall. Remember I said you don't get many pop-ups to fall? Well, not all the time.
Well, this is an all-hands swing. I mean, he's almost got a little bell in his lower body. This is one you're just going, bite, bite.
Bob Brenly would be proud of that one.
Singing the get down song. Get down, get down, get down, get down, get down.
I mean, that's one if you're the base runner at first, you could almost get forced out at second.
I remember how hot Posey was at the end of spring. He was getting all kinds of those. Well, that's continuing on into the season. That's a good sign.
First one of the year. And here's Pence, who reached on an error and scored the first run for the Giants. Waiting on Peralta, who really is slowing things down a lot. They're going to overshift on Pence. And he's going to take wide, 1 ball and no strikes.
It is unique in that you didn't used to ever see 3 guys on the left side of second base in the infield. But we're seeing more and more of it. And I don't think Pence even sees that.
I agree with you. I think he's thinking about one guy. Foul back.
I mean, the way that Pence gets in that batter's box, and he locks his eyes on a pitcher and where that release point is going to be. It's like a bird dog hooking on a feather. And there are times he'll get in that batter's box and he won't blink.
Well, there are times we'll get in a conversation with him and he won't blink. One and two.
Good slider. Doesn't have to be big to be good. Set in the outside corner. And that thing just goes straight down. And guys with a high 3/4 release, almost over the top, like Peralta, they get that downward bite on that slider. Tim Lincecum, similar type of break angle. That high 3/4 over the top release.
Got him.
So they come back to the slider again for the payoff pitch. Gets Pence to go out of the strike zone.
So that's the first strikeout for Peralta, and now here's Belt.
Just a great pitch. A respectful look.
Belt doubled off the bottom of the wall in right center field. He did that in the second inning. And they will shift on Belt again, and he takes outside for a ball, 1-0.
Shift on the infield. Pretty straight away in the outfield with the center fielder Broxton about 4 steps towards the left center field gap.
Little flare to left, it's going to fall. And here comes Span. Belt is 2 for 2.
Well, that's a backbreaker if you're Willie Peralta. Trying to minimize the damage. You make a pretty good pitch and the guy fights it off and hits a dead bird the opposite way and extends the inning, knocks in a run. And he's thinking, I made a heck of a pitch. And he did. Belt just beat it.
So here's Duffy. Duffy knocked in a pair with a base hit in the 2nd inning. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Best arm in the outfield for the Brewers is in left field with Braun. You've got average arms in center and right. And average speed at best with Posey at second.
This is out of play. Duffy last year, 77 RBIs. And remember, he didn't have any RBI opportunities the first 6 weeks of the season because third base was owned by Casey McGee. If he gets those at bats, he'd have had 90 RBIs.
Or more.
Posey at second, Belt at first, 0-2 to Duffy.
He's riding that slider right now. I think he believes in that slider more than he does the fastball. Brewers bring in Domingo Santana, the right fielder. They're playing him a shallow set in right field.
Well, if there's a base hit to right, it's going to be hard for Posey to score.
Right.
And that may be precisely why they're doing it.
But the one thing about Duffy, who hits a lot of balls that way, is he's got some power that way. And if you cheat on him and you play in like they're doing, he could pop one over the head of Santana.
And Duffy goes down swinging to end the inning. Giants take the lead. They score twice. It's 4-2 San Francisco. Bottom of the third inning. Madison Bumgarner got his first major league win here in Milwaukee, and it happened in July of 2010. And in all honesty, he doesn't look physically that much different.
Well, he does not. 20 years old then. Puppy.
Here's Jonathan VR, who will take a breaking ball for a strike. In this ballpark for Bumgarner, he's 2-0 lifetime. That win came on July 6th. And if you remember, that was a pretty intimidating lineup. So Bumgarner has yet to throw a fastball to VR, and it's 0-2.
Well, I just don't think he feels he can trust the fastball. He thought he had him that little backdoor slider. So sliders and curveballs make the adjustment, make it work, and that's what veteran pitchers do. I mean, he's 26 years old, but he's got 6 years in, and he's no baby.
Lifted to left and hit well. Pagan back. And it's a 4-3 ball game.
That's 2 home runs given up by Bumgarner in this game on 1-2 counts when he's been ahead. This is one down around the knees. I mean, this was not a hanger. It's just that it was out over the plate. It gives you an idea how live this ballpark is. Nice at bat.
Here's Ryan Braun, who was retired on a fly ball to center field in the first inning. And the first pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes.
Bumgarner just threw the pitch. He probably should have thrown 1-2 to VR.
And a strike to Braun.
Wants to try and backdoor. You can see the location. Outside target. It just leaks out over the plate. Boom. And this ballpark just not forgiving.
Braun shoots this one into center field, a base hit. Dave Fleming is going to be back tomorrow. John Miller is here. He will join my partner in the 4th inning. I'll see you back here in the 7th as I'll head over to the KNBR side. So here's Jonathan Lucroy.
Go to sleep on Braun. If he's at first base, he can steal.
And a strike to Lucroy, who drew a walk in the first. Bumgarner gave up a run in the first. He got out of a bases loaded mess with 1 out by getting Aaron Hill to hit into a double play. Here in the 3rd, he's given up a home run and a single to Braun. This is hit out to right, and it's Hunter Pence who'll put it away. And that'll bring up Chris Carter.
I mentioned Braun as a base stealer. 24 stolen bases last year, and he was only thrown out 4 times. Larry Bear here with Peter McGowan. Great to see Peter. Looking good, feeling good. Ali Bumgarner sitting next to Peter on the left of your screen.
Here's Carter. Carter drew a walk with the bases loaded in the first. Here he takes high. Big guy, lots of power. Garner did not like that baseball, so he rolled it in.
Didn't have any strikes in it.
1 ball and no strikes with Aaron Hill to follow. Two balls and no strikes.
You know, I've been asked that question. Baseball fans ask, well, why does a pitcher throw a baseball out? Well, a baseball pitcher picks up a ball in his hand, and in an instant he can tell you if he likes that ball or not. If it's too big, if it's too small, if the seams are flat. You don't see many guys throw balls back that feel too small and have big seams.
Carter was in this spot in the first inning. He took a 3-0 pitch. See what he does here with Braun at first. 3-1.
Taking all the way. Pitch count really is becoming a bit of an issue. It has not been easy for Bumgarner. He's had a lot of stretch time in this game. It wouldn't surprise me to see somebody start to get loose in the Giants bullpen. Remember, Bumgarner's got a bit of the flu. He's been battling here.
So here's Hill.
You can see the frustration. And it has everything to do with him not being able to command that fastball. Mechanically, he just is not sound.
Hill takes a strike. Here's Contos. So you're right. Buster Posey is going to recover. He's going to go to second, and they got him. For Buster, it was an easier read for him to see where the back runner was. So Carter is out. To third goes Braun.
Well, this is a big play to be able to get it out. Carter, just a bit of hesitation. And this is a huge break for Bumgarner, who's been struggling. Posey sees that opportunity coming up. I mean, that was all in peripheral vision as he was focusing on picking up the ball.
Two balls and one strike. Hill fouls it out of play on a high fastball, 2-2. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Bumgarner allows a run. John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th.
Presented by Swinging Skirts LPGA Classic. Your special event package will include a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Marlins and a bobblehead of World Golf Hall of Famer and Bay Area native, one of our favorites, Julie Inkster. Reminder, you want a bobblehead, you need to get a ticket. To do that, you call 415-972-2298. We're going to the top of the fourth inning. Giants leading the Brewers 4-3 here on opening day, and here to tell you all about it, my old pal John Miller.
All right, thanks, Mike. A lot of action early on in this one. The Brewers go into the overshift here for Brandon Crawford. 3 infielders to the right of second. Nobody was at third base, so Crawford gave the indication of the bunt, took the pitch, and it was called a strike. Let's see, it looks like the shortstop, VR, is still on the left side. The third baseman has moved to the right side of the infield at the second base position. That's Aaron Hill. And there's the ball too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brandon Belt tried to bunt against that shift earlier and actually fouled the ball. Well, right into the defense. That is Aaron Hill. He's the third baseman, but for many years was an excellent second baseman. So he was sort of right back in his old home there, and then has to turn around and hustle back over to third base with the right-handed hitting Bumgarner coming up.
So does that go 5-3?
Yeah, I don't know how you. Yeah, he's the third baseman, I guess, so it's 5-3, although he hit it to second base. Bumgarner with a swinging strike. Tried to check, couldn't do it.
That is so maddening for Brandon Crawford. Any other hitter that loses a base hit hitting into a scout report. Meanwhile, bring on the Packers.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, that is Lambeau Field like, isn't it?
2-1.
How we love the domes. Giants players were talking about it a couple days out as to when we started getting some of the weather reports coming back to Midwest and the East Coast.
Popped up foul, and this will come back out of play.
And what they were talking about is the Giants don't have to worry about delays or postponements. They know they're going to play a game. They know that on getaway day that they're not going to have to worry about a rain out or a cold out or a snow out. This is when you love the domes.
3-2 now.
So happy opening day.
Hey, Giants who talked to the hitters in the lineup, and they're all excited because they just all feel that this lineup is going to be so potent, and it has looked potent already today. Well, that was called a ball and called no swing on appeal. Mark Carlson said it was not a swing, and Bumgarner gets the walk. And I think the Brewers are not too happy on either one of those calls.
Well, especially Aaron Hill, who's watching this, because this is kind of the pitch that he got called strike 3 on. And it was very close to the down and inside corner of that strike zone. I don't think he swung, but I do think it was a pretty good pitch, and it could have been called a strike. So the Giants catch a break here with 1 out.
So Angel Pagan, who drew a walk to start off the third, and in other words, he led off the third inning. He's the Giants' second leadoff man, hitting in the 9th spot in front of Span. That's foul. Past Billy Hayes, strike 1. It was like old times for Pagan. He got on base to start the inning, stole second, and then Denard Span had a great at bat after falling behind 0-2. He ended up getting a base hit to center field to bring Pagan home. The Giants have had 4 runs and 5 hits in the first 3 innings of this game, and have had 3 hits in 5 at bats as a team with runners in scoring position. Bumgarner, the runner at first. Well, got the call on that one. Pagan can't believe it. 0-2 the count.
Well, and he's making his case, saying that that strike or that called strike was outside. Think about Peralta. I mean, he's got all 3 pitches working: the fastball, the slider, and the changeup. That last pitch of changeup was a good one.
Ryan Gorman, longtime Major League umpire, the son of a longtime former Major League umpire, Tom Gorman. 0-2 the count. Ooh.
And now Peralta shaking his head. I mean, that could have been a 3-pitch see ya. But hey, look, I don't want to criticize Gorman because I think he's a good balls and strike guy.
One and two the count.
Let's take a look at that 0-2 pitch. It's like he threw a changeup with two-seam movement. It came right back in the strike zone or close to it. But Lucroy, the catcher for the Brewers, then he moved his glove.
Well, the Pitch FX on the MLB app showed that one as being right on the black on the inside, but the previous one Pagan was not happy about that got called a strike was 2-3 inches off the outside.
So the count is what it should be.
Amen. Ooh, there's that movement coming back at 94 miles an hour, but called the ball. 2-2. This guy's got nasty stuff. We've seen him pitch great games in the past against the Giants.
He's always seemed to have great games against the Giants. And you're right, his stuff is legit.
2-2 the count. Bumgarner, the runner at first. Left center field. Into the gap. To the wall. Bumgarner will go to third and stop on a double by Pagan. The Giants have runners at second and third. And Pagan has been on base twice.
Well, what a nice at bat from Angel Pagan. This is something we watched him do from both sides of the plate all spring long. Go the other way, especially deep in the count. I mean, he never pulled off one time, and I'm talking about left-handed or right-handed. That thing had some zip on it. That shot right through the gap. I mean, it one hopped, and it was almost out to the warning track.
Runners at second and third, one out. Denard Span, who knocked in a run with a single to center in the third, comes up. Try and knock in some more here. 4-3 Giants in the fourth inning. Span also is flied out deep to right center. He's hit the ball well a couple of times in this one. Called a strike. By the way, Angel Pagan, according to the StatCast on the MLB app, that ball left his bat at 100 miles an hour. You're talking about that it had a little oomph behind it. Well, it did.
I mean, he's hitting that ball 100 miles an hour the opposite way. As you start to see some action in the Brewers bullpen. That's Carlos Torres.
Did he swing? Yes, he did. 0-2 the count.
And that's two-seam movement at 96 miles per hour. And when you get a guy throwing with a high three-quarter release like Peralta has, you're going to get movement that runs flat away from the lefty. And that's the nastiness you're talking about.
Well, as you so often point out in spots like this, he really wants to strike out here. Second and third, one out. Way outside at high. 96. 1-2. The infield is in for the Brewers, although the middle infield is not in all the way. Bumgarner is not a fast runner at third. Span, who's a leadoff man, trying to be the RBI man here. He has been once already today. On the windup. Center field hit well. Bumgarner tagging. The catch by Broxton. And he'll throw toward third as Bumgarner comes in to score. 5-3 Giants. Well done by Denard Span, who's had 3 excellent plate appearances against Willie Peralta.
So those are the type of at-bats that you'll often hear the comment, the guy's a professional hitter. I mean, he takes the count to a 2-strike count and still does what the situation calls for, and that is hit a fly ball deep enough to score the run at third. Now, he had to have some depth on the fly ball because you have none speed at third base with Bumgarner. It's just a great at-bat. Professional hitter.
But here is Joe Panik now. And that's ball 1 too high.
This is where you can really put a backbreaker on a pitcher. When he's in that mindset where he can minimize an inning. You get that 2-out base hit that knocks in a run. That is devastating swing of the bat. Two
2-0. Buster Posey on deck. Panik has grounded a short, flied out to shallow left.
I do not think that they will let Peralta face Posey in this inning. If Panik can extend it to Posey, you're going to see a new pitcher.
Peralta has worked very hard. It's only the 4th inning. This will be his 79th pitch thrown already. Giants have 5 runs on the board against him. 2-1.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he had a 1-2-3 inning in the first, and after that, it's been a lot of stretch time. Both pitchers have really labored today.
Giants have put 9 men on base. As you see Buster getting ready in the on-deck circle. 9 men on base in these last 3 innings. 3-1.
Easy take. You would figure with Posey on deck, that Panik's going to see something to hit right here.
Lee Tunnell, the bullpen coach for the Brewers, alongside Carlos Torres, seems to be already in the bullpen. 3-1 the count to Joe Panik. Strike 2 call. So it's a full count now to Joe.
Well, he just tells you there too that he's not looking middle in when he's ahead in the count 3-1. You know he's looking fastball. He just wasn't looking fastball in.
Full count to Panik, looking for his first hit of the year. Pagan at second. And a foul ball. Still 3-2. We see the snow outside here, but we have the roof. And there's some towns that could have used a roof today. In New York, the Yankees, they called off their game with the Astros early this morning. In Baltimore, the Orioles hoping to play their opening day game. And they're in a rain delay. Minnesota in town. Cleveland has been postponed already. That is right to Carter. Pretty good pitch there by Willie Peralta, and he gets out of it. But the Giants get another run and lead 5-3 as we go to the last of the 4th.
Telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
From Miller Park in Milwaukee, the Giants 5, the Brewers 3, as we move to the last of the 4th inning before the big crowd here in the opening day game in Milwaukee with the snow falling outside. Here's Scooter Gennett. He takes a called strike. Now Gennett, I think, stunned everybody, maybe even himself, when he went into the second deck. 423-foot home run in the 2nd inning against Bumgarner. Bumgarner got ahead of him in the count. 0-2.
Now you're right. He was ahead in the count 1-2. Both of his home runs today have been in the same count. Here they set the target away. He misses middle in, and that was a mistake. And Jeanette, who'd been red hot coming into this season out of spring, took advantage of it.
Jeanette is a guy who has usually sat when a lefty's been pitching because he's never hit lefties well. Bumgarner gave up only 2 home runs to lefties all last year. Besides, it's an unlikely home run, you would have thought. Just missing. Bumgarner didn't like the call.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for him today. He just hasn't had the command to put away hitters when he's been ahead of them.
By the way, Jeanette had never hit a home run against any left-hander until his homer against Bumgarner today. And he gets a walk to start the inning. And that is the 5th walk allowed by Bumgarner today. Bumgarner averaged about, what, 2 walks per 9 innings last year. He had 39 walks allowed in 218 in the 3rd innings.
And that's what we saw all spring. I mean, he just mechanically was not there. He's getting closer to it, but you just hope that he was going to be able to put it all together today, and he has not been able to do it. And once again, he's back in the stretch. Been in the stretch every inning.
Willie Peralta, the pitcher, will come up. He struck out looking his first time. Looking to bunt the runner up. He takes ball 1. Pitch number 75 thrown by Bumgarner with nobody out here in the 4th inning.
I'm a little surprised at this, if they're letting Peralta hit.
He's given up 5 runs in 4 innings. He bunts it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peralta had 1 hit in 30 at bats last year. And has an .083 career batting average. Is Belt over to say something to Madison Bumgarner. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Peralta. Keon Broxton, the rookie center fielder, is on deck.
Yeah, I said today on the radio show that Peralta can hit. I came here and looked at his numbers. It's like, no, I wasn't thinking about this guy.
Johnny Peralta.
Yeah, he can hit. I was thinking about Yasmani Grandal. That was the Brewer hitter that could hit. Brewer pitcher that could hit.
Well, he looks like he can hit. Another foul ball on the bunt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't know if they have that stat yet. Looks good in the batter's box. But hey, he does.
He's having a look at his third base coach, Ed Cedar. He's tried to lay down a bunt twice and failed. Why not try it again?
Well, when you hit 0-3, it's almost a given you're going to get the bunt zone.
Brandon Belt makes the catch, throws to first and into right field. Wow, there were bodies all over the infield there. Belt and Posey ended up sprawled out on the grass, and Joe Panik ended up sprawled out trying to dive to catch that ball, but Hunter Pence backed it up.
Well, Scooter Gennett, I mean, he was rocking a hard place. He didn't know if the ball was going to get caught. And he got off the base. I mean, he really didn't know. And even when he made the play, if he caught the ball, I don't know what kind of grip that Belt ever had on the ball. It looked like he had a little problem getting the hand set to the ball initially.
Look who's in front of him there for a moment.
Oh boy, heads up play from Hunter Pence to be backing up that play. Because that would have been an easy take on second from Gennett.
1 away, Broxton takes ball 1.
A little problem digging it out. And then right there, backing it up, Hunter Pence. And that's really great advice for a lot of you outfielders in Little League and amateur baseball. Even if you're in the outfield, you can be part of the play in the infield.
Deep center. Span gets there in right center. Now heading for second, Gennett. The relay, and Gennett makes it. And I like what Span did there. He hit his relay man. Joe panicked. Span just doesn't have the greatest arm in the world, and he didn't try to muscle it in there.
Well, because of his arm strength, you're going to see the Giants middle infielders get out deep on relays for that very reason. Span does not have a strong arm, but he has a quick release. If he can get that ball quickly to a middle infielder, Giants will have a chance to get an assist and get a put out by using the strength of their middle infielder arms.
Santana rips a base hit to left field. One hop to Pagan. The throw in is there, and he's out. The inning is over, and Pagan kept the throw low. He didn't airmail that one, and it bounced bounced about 5 or 6 times, but it was right to the plate to get his man.
That's the best 10 hopper I ever saw.
The Brewers do not score. Pagan gets the assist from left field. On to the 5th. Posey coming up. The Giants out in front 5-3 as we head to the 5th inning. And interestingly enough, although they left Willie Peralta in there to bat to lay down a bunt, he is not staying in the game to pitch. Here's Carlos Torres, the new pitcher, when it's time for a change. Think speedy oil change and auto service, or oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
The numbers for Carlos Torres last year with the Mets, 5-6 with a 4.68 ERA. He's a swingman type of a reliever. He'll come into a game early. He also can spot start him. He's a 4-pitch guy with a fastball that is low to mid-90s. He's got a curveball, slider, changeup. And I mean, all spring long he was with the Braves. And Milwaukee signed him on Saturday.
So he was a waiver wire sort of acquisition. Cleared waivers, and the Brewers went after him. There's ball 1 to Buster Posey. He spent the last 3 seasons in the National League with the Mets. That's a foul off to the right, back out of play. A ball and a strike to Buster, who has been robbed of a hit by Aaron Hill in the 1st inning. And then with a desperation swing on a great slider from Peralta in the 3rd inning, he blooped a single into right his last time.
Look out.
2-1.
I mean, I thought that with Craig Counsell, the skipper of the Brewers, allowing Peralta to bunt, I thought that's a bit unusual because he has one more guy on the bench than Bruce Bochy does. Brewers with 12 into the bullpen, Giants with 13, so they have one more guy on the bench. And down a couple runs. I mean, they let Peralta bunt. He's not a good bunter either.
At the shortstop, Villar.
This is the play that ended it for the Brewers. A 2-out knock, and Pagan coming up and threw a ball down right on the dot. I mean, despite the 4 hops, it was an absolute strike. And they got to Posey in plenty of time for him to make the play and put the tag on, and that is how it ended. Big play.
Hunter Pence reached on a Jeanette error to start the 2nd inning. Struck out in the 3rd. A little bit low. Ball 1.
Well, if you're Ed Cedar, the third base coach, you're having a conversation with yourself in the dugout. You took a bit of a gamble right there, and you got burned.
Down by a couple of runs, and Villar, who had hit a home run his last time, on deck, and Ryan Braun behind him. On the other hand, the book has been run on the arm of Angel Pagan. 1-2 now to Pence. Pence hit one off the scoreboard during batting practice today, which is rather impressive in this ballpark. The scoreboard out in center field.
If you hit any scoreboard in center field, that should make front page news. I mean, that is a bomb.
The advertising panel out there, just beneath the video part of the board. 3-2 now to Hunter Pence.
And we think this is the one. Rare does a hitter watch a home run in BP.
Villar, and that's all for Hunter Pence, who is officially 0 for 3 in the game. It has not translated into the game for him. Hunter Pence generally puts on a show in batting practice, no matter what ballpark he's in.
He has to get asked to participate in the home run derby right around the All-Star break. He has to. He's as good as anybody. Man, it's entertaining. Because he doesn't just clear the fence. He smears the fence.
Brandon Belt has had 2 hits that got the overshift on for him. 3 infielders to the right of second. And nobody at third base. The third baseman's playing second base right now, Aaron Hill. The shortstop, Villar, remains at shortstop. The second baseman's out in shallow right field. 0-2. Belt hit a long double that accelerated a 2-run rally in the second over the head of the right fielder in right center. And then he blooped a single into shallow left field to knock in a run in the 3rd. Back to the screen. Two down, nobody on. The Giants leading 5-3 here in the 5th inning. Matt Duffy is on deck. Now it's 1-2. We saw Belt in this overshift bunt for a hit toward third base, but he fouled it. We also saw Brandon Crawford show bunt. Ended up taking the pitch with this overshift on. And he came up in the 4th inning. High and tight for Carlos Torres. 2-2 to Brandon Belt. Giants with these new helmets. We used to see the shiny black on the helmets.
The matted look, I like them.
3-2.
Giants with 2 patches on their sleeve this year.
Jimmy Davenport, number 12, passed away very sadly. Very much missed in the Giants organization. There's a ball outside. Belt, after falling behind 0-2, ends up getting a walk. And Monty Irvin, the Hall of Famer, he passed away as well before spring training. Giants paid tribute to both of those former Giant greats. Jimmy Davenport not only was a Gold Glove third base, his nickname used to be the man with the golden glove. But he managed the Giants. He was a coach for the Giants, a scout, an advisor to the general manager, you name it. If there was a job in baseball, Jimmy Davenport did it.
One of my favorite people I've ever met in the game. and he is missed. Had him as our manager in 1985.
Matt Duffy, his first at bat of the year, followed Belt's double in the second inning, and he had a shot into the gap in left center for a 2-run single. He got thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Remember last year he was one of the best in the league in the clutch. Finished second in the National League in batting average with runners in scoring position. 366 he hit in those spots. That was called a strike, and Duffy didn't like it.
You start to see a guy go from rookie to veteran on situations like that. I mean, he would never show this kind of body language to an umpire last year when he was a rookie. You know, that's a wide strike. But now he's established. Yeah, I can put a little body language on it.
Brandon Crawford on deck. Belt back to first. Bill Hayes keeping the watch on the Brewer pitcher. What do you call it? The unload time?
Unload time.
He keeps one down there at first base, coach. You keep one up here.
I do.
Left field deep. Braun at the warning track. At the wall. Goodbye. That was a home run, hitter's home run. A soaring, majestic blast from Matt Duffy. And that gives him 4 RBIs on this opening day and a 7-3 Giants lead.
Wow, a hanging breaking ball from Torres. Right up around the letters. And he backspins it way out of here. That's just a hanging bang right there. Have yourself a day, Mr. Duffy. And watch the carry. Upper decker.
And that's a base hit for Brandon Crawford. He found an opening right in the middle of the overshift. That might have been one if they hadn't shifted at all. It would have been right to somebody.
Well, it's we had one today that the shift took away. Here the shift kind of gave him a base hit on it, so I guess it evens out.
Although I've never met a hitter who felt that it did.
No, I haven't met him either. But Brandon Crawford gets his batting average going in 2016.
Matt Duffy gets the Giants' first home run of the season. And it was quite a shot. Left the bat, according to the StatCast, at 106 miles per hour. Madison Bumgarner. 1-1 the count. Bumgarner has walked and scored a run in this game. His first time up, he popped up to the first baseman. Giants have a 7-3 lead in the 5th inning.
Torres is pitching Bumgarner like he's Buster Posey. Or I should say Matt Duffy.
It was hit hard. Aaron Hill goes the short way. Jeanette at second, covering with a force out on Brandon Crawford. 2 runs for the Giants. Matt Duffy goes bye-bye, baby, as Russ Hodges used to say. 7-3 Giants.
play the Togo's way. We go back to May 27, 2011, and that's when a young kid by the name of Brandon Crawford stepped up and hit his first big league home run, a grand slam off Sean Markham, the top of the 7th. He became the 6th player in Major League history to hit a grand slam in his first career game, and it turned a 3-run deficit into a 5-3 lead. That is our Togo's big play, the Togo's way.
Well, that was a foreshadowing. Little did we know, a foreshadowing of things to come for Brandon Crawford. As Bumgarner now with a 4-run lead throws a called strike to Jonathan Villar. Villar, former Astro, has walked and he hit a home run against Bumgarner back in the 3rd inning. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's great. We were laughing in between innings here at Miller Park. You're always seeing something that's new. And they had the cheesy dance cam today. It was great.
And they didn't have a hard time finding anybody to do a cheesy dance.
No, I think the 2 guys they selected were fantastic.
As cheesy as you can get. 2-1 the count to Villar. Ryan Braun is on deck. That is a little blue belt into a slide. No. And he had to be careful there. He could have gotten hurt against that railing. The ball just not hit very high in the air.
His only chance to get it was to go into a slide.
Brewers bullpen is busy.
Hello, Mr. Bell. It's been the problem all day for Bumgarner, who's got 5 walks in this game. Just cannot put a hitter away. He does not have his normal command. It has been elusive since the 1st inning.
Get the high pitch count. Seats down the left field line.
This is going to be Bumgarner's last inning, no matter what. I mean, he just wants to get through it. And obviously, with a 4-run lead, I mean, you have to throw 5 innings to qualify for a decision. That's what's at stake here. But he is grinding.
He's given up 2 homers. He's walked 5. And he gets the strikeout. First time he's retired, Villar.
Now that's the best kill pitch he's had with a fastball all day. Strikeout number 4.
Now Ryan Braun will come up. Brewers bullpen, they have the left-hander, the veteran Chris Capuano, getting ready out there. Braun has lined out to center and lined a single to center. Facing Madison Bumgarner here. A couple of veterans. And that's a ball off the outside. Braun, 8 hits in 25 career at bats, including 2 homers and 3 doubles versus Bumgarner. There's Capuano out of the pen. Ooh, that was close. 2-0. By the way, we were talking about the StatCast. Now you can get they measure the speed off the bat, things like that, distance of home runs. 2-0 the count, and 3-0. Bumgarner looks a little frustrated, but Matt Duffy's home run, as you call it, we got the backspin on it. 106 miles an hour it left the bat and left the ballpark. Bumgarner hit a ground ball to third, left his bat at 107 miles an hour. 3-1 the count.
Well, as big as he is, it really shouldn't surprise us. I mean, he doesn't hit the ball, he bludgeons the ball.
Three and 1 the count to the dangerous Ryan Braun. That's a foul ball. 3-2. Braun had back surgery at the end of last season and only really got back into action in the last several days in spring training, and had not hit a home run all spring, and then the last 3 games of the spring he homered in all 3 of them. Played only 7 games the entire spring. Madison Bumgarner puts another one away.
Well, that's coming back down the count 3-0 to a great hitter. And again, the payoff pitch, the 3-2 fastball, just like the one he got VR to strike out on. So the pitch that he's been looking for all day, he's starting to find it here in the 5th. And that's the kill pitch to put guys away.
Jonathan Lucroy will come up now. The Giants bullpen gets busy. Corey Guerin, number 62, up. Mark Gardner, the bullpen coach, alongside. Lucroy has walked and flied out to right. That's a called strike. Madison Bumgarner walked 3 hitters in the first inning alone, including one with the bases loaded. You know how many times he's done that in his career?
How many?
That was the 2nd time.
Wow.
Second bases loaded walk ever for Bumgarner. You just don't associate walks with Bumgarner.
You do not. Or high pitch counts in the 5th inning.
This will be his 97th pitch of the game right now. 1-1 the count to Lucroy. 2 down, nobody on. Giants lead 7-3.
So Bumgarner really, I mean, if you're talking about his motion, it has been a work in progress. I mean, he's made some gains in it from 3 starts ago in spring training, but he still has a ways to go.
And battling the flu. He came down with the flu bug on Saturday. They were able to get a 12-seat charter jet for Bumgarner and the starting lineup yesterday when they realized the Giants plane was going to be about 5 or 6 hours late in taking off. And the 12-seat private jet had a couch. So Bumgarner was able to stretch out, and he slept almost the entire way to Milwaukee, which he needed with the flu bug. On the other hand, they got that private jet, and it was delayed. They got the jet about 45 minutes before the rest of the team last night. 3-1 the count. Got the call on that one, the low strike, 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, you're always at the mercy of the mechanics of the airplane. This is 2 pitches ago. He didn't get the strike he thought he should have had. A little frustration, a little stank eye.
3-2.
But
still 3-2.
You know, the Giants made the best of what they could out of the situation. I mean, the only thing that Bruce Bochy was upset about was, you know, you're going into your opening day and you wanted all of your team to be together on the same club. It just couldn't happen that way. But as it is, you know, Giants players got into bed last night around 11:30 midnight. So they're well rested. They're fine. And to their credit, they were not complaining about it.
3-2. And that is strike 3. Buster Posey tags out Lucroy, who is heading back to the dugout anyway. In Bumgarner's almost surely his final inning, he strikes out inside.
2016, you can watch every out-of-market game of all 30 teams live in true HD on over 400 supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Go to MLB.tv for details.
Miller Park in Milwaukee, opening day 2016. The Giants ahead 7-3. As we move to the 6th inning, pitching change for the Brewers here. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Chris Capuano, the new pitcher now for Milwaukee. Capuano, the only lefty in their bullpen. Take a look at what he did last year with the Yankees. And he's been around a long time. 11-year veteran, 37 years old. Started his career with the Brewers way back in 2004. I believe I spoke incorrectly there. He started with the Diamondbacks for a brief time in 2003, then came to the Brewers in 2004.
But it really, this was the place where everything came together. His best years were almost all here. Ball one to Angel Pagano. Been on base twice. He's been the igniter for the Giants, hitting in the ninth spot as the second leadoff man. 2-0 the count. He led off to third with a walk, stole second, and Span knocked him in, and then he accelerated the 4th inning rally with a 1-out double.
The strategy of having the pitcher hit 8th has really proved to be a benefit in this game today.
2-1 to Pagano. He's also thrown out a runner, tried to score. That was in the 4th inning from left field. Madison Bumgarner, who's thrown 101 pitches, and he and Crawford talking about it. Bumgarner is likely finished. The Giants have the bullpen going right now. It's 2-2 to Pagano. There is George Cantos up out there, the right-hander. It was a struggle for Bumgarner today, but he and the Giants are leading by 4 runs. That is strike 3 called to Pagano.
The backdoor breaking ball that Pagano had given up on, and just kept working its way back to the outside part of the strike zone. A wide strike, and Pagano is sent packing.
Now Denard Span. Span's hit the ball well all 3 times out. A deep fly ball to right center in the 1st. An RBI single to center in the 3rd, and a sacrifice fly to deep center in the 4th. 1-1.
Such an unusual setup. He'll get in and watch his front leg. He'll point that toe almost back towards the catcher. Really lock that hip in, and then he sits down. And he does it every time. It's his rhythm to get into a pitch. It's the way that he finds his balance. And guys like this, I think they work hard to have something that is repetitive, that they can consistently recreate, and it allows them to have a better look at the strike zone. There's the toe we're talking about. I mean, he really exaggerates that.
2-1.
When we first saw him in the National League, when he came over to the Nationals from Minnesota, he was the most deliberate hitter in all the big leagues. Really took a lot of time to get in the batter's box. Since they changed the rules last year, he had to sort of quicken things up a bit. It's still very deliberate.
Shallow left field, and Braun out number 2. Braun called off beyond the shortstop.
The Giants fans are really going to like watching Mr. Span play. He can play, and he can hit. Lifetime 287 hitter. That's credibility.
So 2 down. Joe Paddock, who has not had a hit today. The Giants have 8 hits all told. Joe Paddock has not had a hit, nor has he been on base. 1-1.
Well, that didn't happen very often through spring training. He had a nice spring. Once he got an idea of the strike zone, he really had consistent at bats day in, day out.
Oh, 2. Joe Paddock, and I think he surprised a lot of people the way he has hit ever since he got to the big leagues, and maybe surprised more than a few people with how extremely well he has played second base. He's been a Gold Glove quality second baseman out there for the Giants. He hit .312 last year and had a .378 on base average. We don't know how he would have finished up. He missed basically the last 2 months of the year, but he was hitting. He hit 8 home runs, and he only made 2 errors. He was just extraordinary in the field. One and 2 the count. And Jeanette throws him out. The Giants go down in order against Capuano. We go to the last of the 6th inning. Chris Carter, the slugger, will be coming up, and we'll expect the Giants to go to the bullpen for Cantos.
SFN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
From Miller Park in Milwaukee, Game 1, the 2016 season. The Giants are leading it 7-3 as we go to the last of the 6th inning. Madison Bumgarner's day is finished. The Giants make the pitching change. George Cantos in for the bullpen when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Cantos, 30 years old, 3-year veteran, 6'3", 215-pounder. And you see his numbers last year, outstanding season. And with Cantos, you're going to get 4 different pitches: a fastball, slider, which is best breaking ball. Slider is a good one. He's got a curveball and a changeup to go with it. And he will change grips on the fastball. Low to mid-90s with velocity, more lows than mids.
Foul out of play off the bat of Chris Carter. Carter hit 90 home runs the last 3 years with the Houston Astros. And I think that there was a happy meeting there between Chris Carter and the Crawford boxes at the Minute Maid Park. Carter, who's got enormous power but strikes out a million times, and he must have figured that, man, I was born to play in this yard. And the Brewers may feel that he'll hit a lot of home runs here too. Soaring fly ball to center. Span in on it. Carter is retired. He's 0 for 1. He had a couple of walks earlier.
Set, go.
One of the great traditions here in Milwaukee is the weenie races at the top of the 6th inning.
And a clean start. Hot dog in the front. He wears number 4. He's been in the front since the takeoff of the starting line. I don't think anybody can.
It looks like All-American Hot Dog is going to go wire to wire.
And Chorizo is third, but
drama in the race. I did.
Called it the weenie race, but that looked like a boat race to me.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see them fall and just kind of stumble on each other, and no drama in that one.
He actually looked like he was trying to win. He was really racing. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the last of the 6th inning. Aaron Hill, who was grounded into a double play, struck out looking. There were some points in the game that were key for Bumgarner as he made his very difficult and sometimes arduous way through the first 5 innings. But in the first inning, he had walked in a run. It was 1-0, and they had the bases loaded, only 1 out, and Aaron Hill, who's had a lot of experience and success against Bumgarner up, and Hill grounded into the inning-ending double play. And Bumgarner had a couple of times like that. Over panic, base hit, right center. Span gets to it.
Yeah, we go back to 2009 and look at Benji Molina almost getting stampeded by the weenies. Look out, Benji! Yeah. See, now that's drama. I like that. That's good.
And see, Benji didn't have any speed, but he had some quickness, and he needed it right there. Here's Scooter Gennett.
Who came up with the weenie race? I mean, that's a winner.
Gennett up the middle, base hit. And Hill will stop at second. 2 men on for the Brewers with 1 out.
Gennett, the way everybody was saying, he's the hottest guy in this lineup. Proves true to the scout report. 2 for 2 with a walk today.
Kirk Neuenhuis is going to come up as a pinch hitter for Chris Capuano as Buster Posey goes out to chat with George Cantos. Neuenhuis, will remember him when he first came up with the Mets.
Now this is a ballpark where if you're in offense, you got to say we need to score and keep scoring. You never really let up. And the Brewers know only too well. I mean, this is a ballpark built for comebacks.
One ball and no strikes to Neuenhuis. I asked Cantos before the game about the snow outside. He said, you know, the first game he ever pitched in college was in Virginia, and it snowed. Played outdoors, and he pitched well. Although it's not snowing in here. George Cantos, who went to Northwestern University. What, and it stopped snowing outside?
And he finally let it. Oh, no, it's still going.
Oh, there it is.
Blizzard-like conditions. Sideways.
2-0 the count to Neuenhuis. Cantos is in trouble here. Well, he went back to the fastball and blew it right by him.
Right by him. This weather really is nothing unfamiliar to George Cantos. He was raised in Chicago, just down the street. About an hour's ride south.
Giants bullpen busy again, with Cantos in a bit of a jam here in the last of the 6th. 2 on, 1 out. 2-1 the count. Got the call on that one, and Neuenhuis can't believe it. There's Corey Guerin up again in the Giants bullpen. Keon Broxton is on deck. There's Bruce Bochy. Strike 3 call.
Back, same pitch, a little backdoor slider. He gave up on it. Cantos, who does not give you the normal spin that you see on a slider, that little tight red dot, it's not on his slider. And that's a pitch that he gave up on, and it cost him an at bat. That's a big out.
So the Brewers are going to use a pinch hitter now. Ramon Flores, a rookie, one of 7 Brewers in uniform for a Major League opening day for the first time. One of 15 new Brewers who were not on the roster last year for opening day.
That's a lot of turnover. Giants have 11 new players that were not on the opening day roster last year. 2 rookies. 7 rookies is a lot. It just tells you where they're at. They're rebuilding.
2 on, 2 out, and that's called strike to Flores. Brewers also have 6 players under the disabled list for opening day. Giants have nobody on the disabled list, one of 3 teams not to have anybody on the disabled list as of opening day. One of the astounding numbers was the Dodgers have 10 players on the disabled list for opening day.
Now that's bizarre. Gives you an idea of what happened during their spring training.
There's Bernie. He's made a couple of runs down that slide in left field. Brewers have hit 2 homers.
Bernie's getting a boiler.
3-1.
Yeah.
Bernie Boiler.
That's Bernie Boiler. And they love him here.
He's got his own place out there. Bernie's dugout. And then a big slide when they launch one. 2 on, 2 out. Big pitch here. 3-1 the count. Along the left field line, foul into the crowd.
If you're George Contos, I mean, you have to challenge. You've got a 4-run lead. You got to put the pressure on the hitter, and he did on that 3-1 challenge fastball.
Seven runs, 8 hits for the Giants. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error for the Brewers. Brewers have Hill at second, Jeanette at first, and they'll be off and running here with a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Crawford, the Giants shortstop, almost behind second base. There you see how he's playing it. There's the bluff towards second.
Well, that's when you do it, though. I mean, 3-2, 2 outs. I mean, the runners are going to be going. Catch somebody sleeping.
The leadoff man, Domingo Santana, is on deck. 3-2 the count. The runners go. A bloop. And Duffy runs it down. Well done. And Cato's got into a jam and got himself out of it. Buster Posey, Hunter Pence, Brandon Belt coming up. Dwayne Kuiper returns for the radio side. 7-3 Giants.
Toyota Game Summary is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Through 6 full innings of play, the Giants 7 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The Brewers 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Madison Bumgarner labored through 5, but in the end wound up with 6 strikeouts in 5 innings and allowing just 3 earned runs after walking 5. The guys with the big bats: Matt Duffy, a 4 RBI day with a single and a double. Brandon Bell, 2 for 2, and that is our Toyota Game Summary, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Right now, there's a new pitcher here for the Brewers. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. It's going to be Ariel Pena coming in, making his debut for the 2016 year. A rookie. Last year, he did get a month in, and he's a hard thrower, mid-90s, and a hard slider and a changeup. We're here to tell you all about it again. This is Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, thanks, Mike, as he faces Buster Posey. Ramon Flores, after his pinch hitting appearance, he goes into center field. Those are your changes. Buster Posey, 1 for 3. Taps it foul off his foot. Ariel Pena.
Our first look at him, he's got a real high release. Pena, 26 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. Big guy, 6'3", 250.
Off the line at first is Carter. You see where Carter's playing. The right side really is playing Buster Posey to pull. Almost got him on the shoulder. It's 3-1.
He's going to cheat here. He'll look pitch, he'll look location. He's had a 4-pitch education, so he's got an idea about movement, velocity.
Buster's going to take the walk, so we'll reach for the 2nd time. And that'll bring up Hunter Pence.
The Giants lineup does not let up. 1 through 8, and when Bumgarner hits, 1 through 9.
Pence was waiting on Buster Posey to tie his shoe. Now he's ready, and so is Pena. Pence hits a high pop-up. That'll be a souvenir.
You can't say 1 through 8 anymore. The Giants having their hitter, their pitcher hit 8. That you have to say they have a good lineup 9 through 7. Because you're going to see that a lot. Pitchers hitting 8th.
Look out.
Just a front shoulder fly, and John Lucroy immediately comes out and reminds him, keep that shoulder tucked in. And this is what it can happen. A hard thrower, you try to add a little bit too much when you got a big guy up there. That ball went right up there, head high. It was not intentional. Doesn't matter. It could have hurt him.
One and 2. Brandon Belt is on deck. We're in the 7th. Wrapped on the ground. Hill's got it. That's 1, and that's 2. Pence hit it hard, but he hit it right at Aaron Hill, and that'll bring up Hill.
You're third baseman on that type of a ground ball. You're in your paycheck, because that had some heat on it.
Belt's had a nice game. He's been on base 3 times. Scored twice. That pitch is a bit wide, 2-0.
They know he's hot, and they know he's dangerous.
Belt fouls it back because he had a good rip.
He was sitting on middle away. Pena, the right-hander for the Brewers, I mean, he is way over on the first base side of the rubber. I don't think he can get any more towards first base than where he's at, putting that foot on the slab.
Braun's going to have to come in now near the line, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 7th coming up here in Milwaukee. 7th inning stretch time. 7-3 Giants. At the corner of 3rd and King with a 12:45 start. D-backs, Giants, good rivalry. To purchase tickets, visit sfgiants.com/tickets. Giants, D-backs, 7-3 Milwaukee. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change. In auto service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. See the numbers for Corey Guerin last year in 33 games with Sacramento. He was terrific. He was terrific when the Giants called him up in September, and he was terrific this spring. So much so the Giants said, we need this guy. Plus he was out of options, and they did not want another team to get him. So Corey Guerin is going to replace Contos, who replaced Bumgarner. 7-3 Giants. And Guerin gets to face Domingo Santana, Jonathan Villar, and then Ryan Braun. See a sellout crowd here at Miller Park. Monday afternoon baseball with lots of weather outside of the stadium. Here's the pitch to Santana in a swing and a miss. A sinking fastball down and in, and it's no balls and 1 strike. There's what's outside. Looks nasty. It's been a long time since I watched it snow sideways. Here's the 0-1 to Santana, and it's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jonathan VR and then Ryan Braun. Garrett. And the 1-1 pitch to Santana is inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Such an unusual delivery from Guerin with the low 3/4 release. Explosive stuff, big time movement. Up around the belt, it's going to bore hard into a righty. Down around the knee, it's going to sink. All his movements away to a lefty with the fastball.
Belt may have a shot. He does. Look out as he bumps hard into that railing, which is padded. But nevertheless, it could hurt.
Well, it's unfamiliar territory. You measure it out, find it with your hand. Nice play.
We were talking, Mike, about the Diamondbacks coming in for that 4-game series, and look, we have a good rivalry with the Arizona Diamondbacks, but I do want to say that the injury to A.J. Pollock hurts baseball because of what a terrific player that he is.
He's a true 5-star guy. I mean, that would be like losing Brandon Crawford for the Giants.
So I think it really must be known that there's no celebrating when things like that happen.
No, you're right. I mean, you lose the ability to watch one of the really great players in this game. Giants went through it last year with Hunter Pence. They went through it in 2011 with Buster Posey.
Jonathan VR hit a home run off of Bumgarner in the 3rd, and this is rolled to Panic. Panic gets some action, 2 outs.
But it is the one thing that you fear most as an organization. And look, the Diamondbacks had the best spring training record of any team in baseball. And they were building momentum as they got to the opening day, and just days before the opener, boom, you lose one of your catalysts, and that's a crushing blow.
Here's Ryan Braun. Braun singled in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3.
And all of baseball is watching the Diamondbacks as to how they're going to handle it.
Well, they're going to do just fine. It is a blow to not just the D-backs, but to all of baseball. 7-3 Giants here in the 7th. And that pitch is down low.
But injuries really have become a big storyline in the National League West. Talk about Pollock and the injury to the Diamondbacks. Well, the Dodgers have 10 guys on the disabled list at the start of the season. I mean, if you're the Giants, the Padres, and the Rockies, and you're thinking you need to take advantage of that.
Foul back. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ryan Braun.
They're playing those clubs early, and they don't have all their weapons. You need to jump on them. Yeah, one of the best stank guys in the game right there, no doubt.
And tight, 3-1.
You know, it's funny when you talk to Corey Guerin away from the game. I mean, he's about as mild-mannered a gentleman as there is. I mean, he's the nicest guy in the world, but he gets on the mound and he turns into Mr. Hyde.
Duffy to his left, spins, throws, got him, side retired. And the guy who's having the best day of them all is Matt Duffy. And he's going to lead things off when we come back.
tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pregame live 4:30. You'll see it right here on CSN Bay Area. Plus, complete pre and post game coverage with Giants insider Alex Pavlovich. And the home of the authentic Giants fan is right here on CSN. Tomorrow it's going to be Johnny Cueto making his debut for the Giants, taking on Jimmy Nelson, a right-hander.
Here's Duffy facing Pena. Duffy, a single to knock in 2 in the 2nd, and then a home run in the 5th. On the ground, and nice backhanded play by Hill, and he's going to throw out Duffy.
Hill has made some great plays today. Let's take a look at the swing of the bat for Matt Duffy back in the 5th inning with a runner on first, 2 outs. Gets a hanging breaking ball and just backspins it into the 2nd deck. And that is the Giants' first home run of the year as a team. And that was his 3rd and 4th RBIs of the day.
So here's Crawford.
And he just smothered that, but that was another good at bat.
Crawford picked up his first hit of the season in the 5th, a single. Look out. 1 ball and no strikes. Gregor Blanco's got a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. Takes high. I was telling the story over on the radio side. Coffee this morning across the street is a little bit of a wake-up call. Just not really sure how cold it is until you actually take that walk.
Have a little bite to it.
Yeah, it's a big bite to it. There's a strike to Crawford. So walking back and going through the lobby, there's always one guy. There's always one Kirk Reeder that's got the short sleeve shirt. And walking through the lobby, headed out, was Gregor Blanco, short sleeve shirt.
But he was freezing.
I said to him, I said, I have an extra jacket. Do you want it? He goes, no, Poppy. Short walk to the bus, and then we revisited him in the clubhouse. He's like, well, I said, well, Poppy, what do you think? He goes, yeah, maybe I will take you up on that.
But Kirk Reeder seriously doesn't own a jacket.
I don't know if he was stubborn or if he thought that his shirts looked better than his jackets or what.
He just had too much hair in his back. He didn't need it.
3-2 to Crawford. And Crawford will take the walk. But it could be below 0, and he would not admit to being cold.
Well, he would sit there at a cold night at AT&T as a fan with a short sleeve shirt on and not even think about putting a jacket on.
I don't remember him pitching with
sleeves,
long sleeves.
Either. Good Giant, Kirk Reeder, winningest left-hander in San Francisco Giant history.
He's still winning the basketball pools because it's just him playing.
Well, he's pretty happy with North Carolina, who's in the final game.
Strickland getting loose. So it's 0-1 to Blanco. Crawford with a good lead.
He had a little bit of a leaner going.
Yes, he did. Crawford does not go, and there's a shot into hole for a base hit.
Nice outfield swing of the bat. That's what you do with a fastball away. You go with it.
So I'm looking at Grigor now. Grigor's got long sleeves inside, short sleeves outside.
It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be entertaining.
He is fun to talk to. Boy.
He's one of our favorites. Boy, has he had a nice career with the Giants.
Here's Angel Pagan. Angel's got a hit, a walk, and Capuano struck him out looking in the 6th. So this will be his 3rd at bat left-handed. And taking all the way, and he takes a call strike. Here's a throw by Angel Pagan.
This is one of the big plays in the game. This is a 2-out swing of the bat. Brewers down by 2. He comes in and throws a nifty little 4-hopper right on the dot, and Posey puts the tag on, and that is how it ended for the Brewers in the 4th. They would put a big 0 on the board.
There's a pickoff play, and scurrying back was Crawford. Duffy looked like just for a second he was thinking about cutting that throw off. Here are your 2 runners. It's 0-1. Pagan chases. Nothing in 2.
And another thing too about that play that ended it in the 4th, that probably kept Bumgarner in the game because he was leaking oil. As it turned out, Bumgarner really gutted his way through 5 innings. 5 walks, 3 in the 1st inning when he walked in a run. But he managed to get it done. And he is the pitcher of record as the Giants go on to win this game.
So Pagan behind in the count, and he rolls it foul past Billy Hayes.
He is not picking up that off-speed pitch. High fives.
Oh, and 2. Blocked by Lucroy.
So is it good to get back in the great state of Wisconsin where you were born?
Well, yeah, we got in a lot later than we thought.
Are you going out to the farm tomorrow?
Tomorrow. We'll visit the ranch tomorrow. Take a walk, see what's going on. 1 and 2. Do the Murphy Mac show tomorrow from the farm.
Are they planting corn this year?
I don't know. It seems like my dad doesn't have a say-so into what they plant. If it was his choice, I'm sure it would be.
Strap your mustache on. Bernie Brewer style.
2 and 2 to Pagan. Pagan to left, Braun over towards the line, and he'll make the catch. So Pagan is retired, and now Denard Span will hit for the 5th time in this game. So here's Span. Span is 1 for 3. He's got a couple of runs batted in. Knocked in a run with a single in the 3rd, and then a sacrifice fly in the 4th. And the pitch is a called strike. Joe Panic's on deck. Joe's the one that's suffering a little bit. He doesn't have a hit in this game.
Yeah, he and Pence, the only guys that have not gotten hits for the Giants in their starting lineup.
Point. Yeah, got a bit.
That is nasty. And that is a hard slider with downward break, and very similar type of release point that we saw with starting pitcher Willie Peralta. High 3/4. Oh, downward bite and sliders. That's a good one.
Look out. The Brewers did extend their screen all the way to nearly the end of the dugout, or the beginning of the dugout.
Yeah, every team had to do it this year. Major League Baseball says we need to protect the fans a little bit more, and this is the resolve.
Outside.
Because every ballpark is different, you're kind of left up to your own interpretation as to how you're going to get it done. Giants fans are coming to the ballpark on Thursday for the first time in 2016. You're going to notice that the area right behind the on-deck circles is completely different because of the new screen.
Not in time. Crawford gets back.
Well, that was close. They may review this one. Great counsel, the skipper for the Brewers, is on the top step, and he's leaking. Well, you can't put it on any better than that. No challenge. Counsel was reacting to VR, the shortstop's reaction.
1-2. Foul again. That one may have nicked the right ankle of Bernard Span.
It is a weird look, though. If you're a catcher and you see that ball is going to be in the dirt, you're getting over there blocking. You got 2 runners on. This is the pickoff play. You can see just how close it was.
I think he caught it in front of Crawford, and then the tag was too late.
I would not contest that if I was counsel. Point I was making about that last pitch is Lucroy was going down there trying to block a pitch, and it never got to him.
Never did.
And that would have been a ball in the dirt had Span not fouled it off.
No swing.
The changeup and the slider combination from Pena, I mean, you could see why the Brewers like this guy. Because the Giants hitters are just not picking it up.
Full count. Now the runners will be on the move.
0-2 to a 3-2. We will say that a lot about this guy. Him too, Joe Panic.
Payoff pitch, runners go, swinging a high drive to right. It is out of here. And a 3-run home run for Denard Span.
What a great at bat that was. 0-2 to a 3-2, and then leave Earth for a 3-run bomb. Welcome to San Francisco.
And that's 5 RBIs for Denard Span. And it's 10-3.
So, Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, coming out for a Ring Central meeting on the mound.
A great play by Hill, and then a walk to Crawford. Blanco with an opposite field base hit. Pagan hits a fly ball, and Span goes 0-2 to this.
He didn't want to walk him, and this is where a leadoff hitter, you're not thinking of him as a home run guy. And that's in a 2-strike count. He did not overswing either.
So here's Joe Panic. And the first pitch to Joe Panic is down low, 1-0.
It's just a grinding bunch of hitters in this Giants lineup. To go from an 0-2 to a 3-2 and then take you deep, yeah, that's as good as it gets. Trevor Brown strapping it on. Buster Posey's likely done for the day.
High drive to right. It is out of here. And the first hit of the year for Joe Panic is a big one.
Well, a happy honeymoon.
And it's 11-3. Stay loose, Buster.
Well, he missed his location. They set the target away. Panic made it pay for it.
Posey hits a high drive center field. It is out of here. 3 in a row for the Giants.
Wow.
12-3. Stay loose, Hunter Pence.
I think it's a good time to take a pitch.
Now timeout is called.
I've never seen 4 in a row. They threw a ball back onto the field. First pitch hit in the middle end. It just flicks it over the wall in center. And the Giants aren't through celebrating Joe Panic's home run. 3 in a row. That'll make everybody smile.
Pence out of play.
"12 runs, 12 hits, 4 home runs. The last 3 in a row."
Wow. And a base hit for Hunter Pence. his first of the year. Stay loose, Brendan Belt. And Lucroy is going to have another word. That's 4 straight hits. 3 have left the park. And Craig Counsell now is going to come out. It's going to be a double switch. As Colin Walsh is coming into the game.
Well, they're on their honeymoon and they are enjoying the show.
Look at the ball.
But does the right thing. That's a good man.
Well,
take care of your game a bit.
You want it to be a good series?
Yeah.
Yeah, share the ball. You want it to be a weird series? When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Good move.
After Giants baseball for Esurance Giants post-game live highlights, reaction, and analysis, and it's all coming up right after the game.
12-3 Giants is Belt to face Blaine Boyer. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. And Belt takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Boyer got a little over 6 years at the big league level. Last year with Minnesota, 3-6 with a 2.49 ERA. Man, that's a good year. Got a fastball that go low to mid-90s. Big curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Belt loops it to left, and he's got a hit. And Pence is going to be held up at third. And Belt's got a double.
That's a 3-hit day for Brandon Belt, and that is a thank you very much.
Well, here's Duffy, who opened up the inning by smoking one to third. And Hill made a really nice play to pick it and throw him out.
In 2006, the last time the Giants have had 3 consecutive home runs. Barry Bonds, Ray Durham, and Pedro Feliz.
Your memory is great.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. I don't know where you pull that out.
But
Did you? Well, no.
Impressive.
Swing and a miss by Duffy.
But I mean, if you're Bruce Bochy, you got to be pretty happy about what you're seeing. You hope that you get everybody going in the first couple of games of the season offensively, and it's happened. They've all joined the party. With Hunter pinch single in his last at bat, they've all got hits.
Foul. That's Billy Hayes.
You know, and the first hit, the first run, the first win, I mean, they can be weird. The longer it goes without you getting it, the weirder it gets.
Plus, you have a chance to win a game where your ace really had a hard time today.
That's a Bumgarner.
He figured it out, but
struggled through 5, got it done. But it helps to have the run support that he got. They gave him 7 runs. Denard Span 5 RBIs on the day. First game ever as a Giant. You want to make friends in San Francisco? That's how you do it.
Yeah, do it on Thursday too. Foul down the right field line and out of play.
Thursday, the Giants open up at home against the Dodgers. And you're right. Do it on Thursday too.
By the way, Russ Stanley's home today from the hospital. So it's good to have Russ back in his own home.
Russ Stanley, a little maintenance work. Had a surgery.
Russ will be doing marathons in 2 months.
Russ, the managing vice president of ticket sales and services, one of the all-time really great guys.
Back home. Way to go, Russ.
But though I do think it's a veteran move that, you know, he timed this right around opening day, so he doesn't have to deal with all the ticket requests.
I agree.
Veteran move.
Duffy on the ground to second. This is going to end the inning. But the Giants with the long ball. Span. Gone. Panic. Gone. Posey. Gone. Bye-bye, baby. 12-3 Giants. Central tonight at 6 p.m. right here on CSN. Amy G with post-game reaction. Amy is here in Milwaukee. Alex Pavlovich. He'll also have post-game notes and the latest on the Colin Kaepernick situation. 12-3 Giants. There's Hunter Strickland.
So Hunter Strickland gets to join the party. His first appearance. This is what he did last year. 3-3 with a 2.45 ERA. High octane fastball, mid to high 90s. Hard slider. And he's got a split.
Right out of bed at 96 to Jonathan Lucroy.
Strickland, a big guy, 6'4", 220. 27 years old. Really years experience at the big league level. And he has been shaking the flu off. A lot of these guys have had to deal with it.
On a play down the right field line, 0-2.
When you're a big league trainer, it just never stops. There are no days off. The only guy who works more days than a trainer is the general manager.
Blanco, Adrianza, Brown are all in. Center field is short, and Brown now catching. In the dirt, Brown digging it out, 1-2. Chris Carter to follow. In tight 2-2. And a base hit for Lucroy as he strokes one over Panic.
Goes to right field so well. It's not a hanger either. I mean, that was knee high on the outside corner with movement going away. If you can do that, you can hit for average in this league. It's not that easy.
Carter takes a call strike. Carter is 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. It's going to be a tough play, but it's foul off the foot of Carter.
That hit the bat about 3 inches above the thumbs. Let's take a look. Oh, ouch. Get the bees out of my thumbs. Well, I mean, you got to go back in there again, don't you? If you're Strickland, you got to see how many bats you can break.
Well, Carter's thumb, it's numb. His foot is numb. Duffield get the out at first.
Get out of my kitchen.
And that'll bring up Aaron Hill.
But I like the call from rookie catcher Trevor Brown.
It'd be a lot worse if this game were outside.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of outside, is it still going sideways?
We've had sideways snow almost all afternoon.
Kind of. You know what? You and I were going to take that jog after the game. Maybe we'll extend it to a couple of miles.
That's good running weather right there. If you've just broken out of prison. Other than that, see you later. We got the bus today. We're pulling out. Some guy came running by. It was raw outside, and he had a pair of shorts on, and he was about ready to go jogging. We thought, man, that guy's tough.
Still had the Lululemon price tag on it. He was going to use those shorts, man.
Yep. Good pair of Lululemon pants will make you stupid.
0-2 to Hill. And fouled. Straight backing out of play.
And this is an interesting matchup here because Aaron Hill is real quick middle in. And Strickland's got a good feel of the ball right now. And he is just pounding the inside corner. So we're going strength on strength here. At least for the first couple pitches. He may go away here now 0-2, but he just got by with a fastball at the bell to Aaron Hill, and that's impressive if you can do that. Tough guy to jam. That was a country hardball right there. Just reach back and try and throw it by him. And he can go country hard too. I've seen him throw the ball 100 miles an hour. He had 62 guys in the big leagues do that last year. Different guys.
So it's 2-2 to Hill. To pitch, here it is. Out of play. Bumgarner said to us before the game, so you're going to bring a couple of those things tomorrow, aren't you?
The Kringle. The things.
So what flavor you want? So it doesn't matter.
I like them all.
Tap foul. So yes.
A Kringle is a circular pastry.
Danish pastry.
Danish pastry. That is one of the more incredible things you've ever had, if you've never had them. And they originated from Racine, Wisconsin, where my partner is from. But you made some friends in here the last couple of years when you would bring in a dozen of them.
Yeah, the problem is if you do it once.
I know. It's like feed the dog at the table.
And Hill is out. After all that, he swings at a pitch in the dirt. As Bruce Boccia said, what flavor do you want? He goes, you know, he said, I'm really watching what I eat, you know. Cherry.
That's one thing you just don't pass up.
Here's Scooter Gennett. Gennett hit a home run off of Bumgarner in the second. There's a called strike. (12-3) Giants. The Brewers hit 2 early home runs. The Giants have hit 4 late home runs. It's out of play.
That man making a play. Not a bit. Not many gloves up here. A day like today, you need 2 gloves.
Look out. That's going to go to the backstop. which will move Lucroy over to third. And it's 1-2 to Scooter Gennett.
Well, we've got a stat today. Ariel Pena is the first reliever in Major League Baseball history to allow 3 home runs in an opening day game. 28 guys had allowed 2. What that? Thank you, Michael Duca. You sent that to us.
You trusted Michael Duca?
When it comes to baseball stats and cheesecake, yes, I do.
2-2.
Gardner says Josh Osich is ready to go.
And the pitch is high, so it's 3-2. Lucroy at third, 12-3 Giants, 8th inning. And that'll end the inning. 9th inning coming up. 12-3 Giants.
Country hard. T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription to MLB.TV Premium. Go to T-Mobile.com/MLB to sign up right now and catch every moment on America's fastest-growing LTE network.
So Adrianza is going to lead things off. So here's Adrianza facing Boyer. And the pitch, and Adrianza takes down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Giants with a 12-3 lead. And there's a called strike.
Adrianza had a nice spring. No brainer. I'd like to see him get some success early in the season, get some confidence.
And he shoots one to left for a base hit.
Oh, like that.
So Adrianza. And the base hit. And here's Blanco.
I mean, from an offensive perspective, I mean, Bruce Bochy, he's got to be psyched with what's happened. He's got everybody but Kelby Tomlinson in the game. They've all gotten hits. Blanco getting his second at bat of the game, came in as a pinch hitter in the 8th.
So here's Blanco, who lined a single into left field. On the ground. That's one. And they will not throw out Gregor Blanco.
Just too much foot speed to get Blanco. He's a tough guy to double up.
So Blanco reaches on the fielder's choice. And here's Pagan. Pagan doubled in the 4th inning. He walked in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. And a curveball down low. Trevor Brown is on deck. Like many of the Warrior games where Steve Kerr could take out Steph Curry and didn't even play the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's happened a lot.
Two balls, no strikes. Two and one.
But it is one of those games that, you know, everybody who brought a bat up there and got in that batter's box is going to feel pretty good about themselves. You know, there's always the gray area of April. You know, everybody wants to get out to a good start.
But this is one of those games. Look, if you got 15 hits, you don't want one of your starters taking an 0 for 4.
No. No, you do not.
You want to spread it around.
Mulin's on the right, the Giants hitting instructor. He'll enjoy his dinner tonight.
Tapped foul.
But you get everybody going. And you sort of take the mystique off of the season. Now you've got, you're settled in. You got your hit, you got your average going. All right, let's go. From Dave Rigetti, the pitching coach's perspective, he's going to get 4 relievers in. He got his starter through 5. I mean, it's been a good day all around for the Giants.
Lifted into center field. Flores is going to put it away. And here comes Brown. So here's Brown. Brown with a swing and a foul off the backstop.
Trevor Brown, a great story. Won a job, His first time ever breaking camp at the big club, standing on that foul line, getting introduced as a big leaguer on opening day.
And Boyer will take his time. Next time Brown will realize that you're about to really get into a great story about him, and he's going to extend the at-bat a little bit.
It's all about becoming a veteran.
12-3 Giants. Of the ninth, Josh Osich is the new Giants pitcher.
And Josh Osich going to get his 2016 season going. See what he did last year. I mean, he really put himself on the map. 28 innings pitched, 27 strikeouts against 8 walks, just 32 base runners in 28 2/3 innings. How's he get it done? Well, he's got a fastball that'll go mid to high 90s. Good hard slider and a changeup.
Colin Walsh is going to lead things off. And then it'll be Flores and then Santana. First pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Bumgarner, Contos, Guerin, Strickland, Osich. And there's a shot right at Adrianza, 1 out. First time in franchise history of the Giants, 3 consecutive home runs on opening day. Joe Panik hit the second one. His first hit of the year. So here's Ramon Flores. And he takes in tight for a ball at 95. Osich doesn't look like he's throwing 95. He's got that nice easy motion. He's back with 95 again, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Talked about the 2 rookies on this Giants team, and here's one of them, Josh Osich, throwing to another one, Pepper Brown. Osich came close to getting enough time in last year, but just a few appearances and innings short.
Adrianza to Belt. You like home runs? You like 3 in a row? Check them out.
Now that was an 0-2 to a 3-2. And Denard Span leaves Earth, and then Panik comes up. Boom, see you later. A big boy, second decker, and then Posey on a first pitch takes on center field. See ya. And we talk about smiles around in the Giants dugout.
Here's Domingo Santana. First pitch is high for a ball.
Posey's first home run, just flicked it over the wall in center. That was impressive.
and the next pitch is down low.
Just trying to lay it in here. 9-run lead. You don't want to have walks. Nosich knows the deal.
Here's a strike.
Also knows that Santana's going to take a strike. But how about Denard Span? First game ever as a Giant. Comes up with a 5 RBI effort.
Swing. And you're going to miss 3-2. And that's the ball game. So the Giants come into Milwaukee and they score late, and they score a lot late. And a big 5-run 8th inning sealed the deal. And overall, everybody has to be happy. As Madison Bumgarner is going to get the win on this one.
Well, everybody's going to be happy who brought a bat up there. I mean, offensively, this was quite a performance. But all spring long, these guys anticipated that this was a good lineup, that it was capable of doing some damage, and today they absolutely flexed their muscles. From Madison Bumgarner's perspective, he labored through 5, but he got it done when he didn't have great command.
So the Giants 12 runs on 15 hits, and they hold the Brewers to 3 runs on 8 hits. Final score 12-3 Giants. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live. That's going to start right now.